Good afternoon and welcome to another episode of the Gentlemensdialogue. Today, as always, we're going to bring you something real short, sweet, simple, all to the point, but bringing something to you different from a man's point of view. We don't get a chance to kind of talk the way we like to talk. Usually we'll talk amongst ourselves, but this time we want to bring it out to the public. But before I get started, though, look, I got to introduce my right-hand man, Solo the Don. Solo, what's happening with you today, my brother?
Man, I'm doing good. It's Friday. Happy weekend, everybody. Happy to be here as always. And before we get started, we got a special guest with us again. I hope everybody's week is going well, but want to introduce our special guest on this episode and before we get busy with everything. So
my homie Desi. Desi's in the building with us today. Really good brother. And as all you all know, we don't invite too many guests on to speak with us, but this cat is deserving of it. Desi, how you feeling today, my brother?
I feel well. It's Friday. Thank you for that special introduction. As always, great to be amongst men, and just great topics, great just conversation and things that I learned from you. So I'm here to learn today and just
you might be doing some teaching today too, brother. Hey, it's just we go back and forth. It's vice versa, bro. And we can always learn something, man. But so today, we want to kind of talk about something that we don't get to talk about as often as we would like to. But we need to talk about peace as it relates to men. Men. Let's put it this way: real men carry a lot. We have a lot of responsibility. You got family, which is typically that's your main source of. Right now, we're going to use the term stress, and we'll get back to this, and I'll explain to you why I'm using the term stress. But not that your family itself is stressful, just the conditions though that you have to go through just to maintain keeping your head above water. It can become really stressful, and real. So often, as men, we're always. We're the providers. We do for everybody, but every now and then, you have to sit back as a man and you ask, well, I do this, I do that, and I do this for such and such. But then you say, well, hey, you know what? Who's doing for me? Who's helping me to maintain my peace amongst the chaos that we have to deal with every single day? So we just kind of want to talk about, peace and how to maintain your peace, because it works differently for every individual. Everybody has their own way of finding that place of peace. You know what? For some people, hey, it's hopping in the car and taking a long ride. Nice vibes playing in the car. You got some, it may be coming home, sitting out back, having a cigar and a drink. You got some that may just want to come home and just sit down and just chill with no noise. You got some that may decide, hey, you know what? I need to go get a massage. I get a massage every other week or whatever the case may be. But again, we don't have a defined version of peace. Everybody has their own peace. And so today we just want to ask and kind of find out from some other men, what is peace to you and how important is it to you? And I'll leave it up to you guys. Which one of you guys want to speak on it first? Who has the freshest idea in their mind right now, and who's, maybe you want to think about it for a second. But either one of you can go ahead and jump in. Well, let's let Desi, the guest, hop in first. Cool.
Peace. Very, very particular thing. I feel it's something that you can only define for yourself. We all find it in various ways, as you stated before. Sitting outside having a drink and a cigar. For some men, it may be cutting your yard.
Yeah.
Maybe just sitting in the house doing a whole lot of nothing.
Yeah, right, right.
And to some people,
that's the fact. Yes,
a whole lot of nothing gets you to a special place that makes you feel like nothing's on you, and you have time to just decompress.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
Yeah, I think because I know we were talking earlier. You said you just came back from London, which was dope. So, and it's funny. It made me think because I actually I need to get out more and and travel and see new things and stuff like that, because part of my peace comes from experiencing new things. Like it's kind of funny, but learning, it kind of teaches me. As I learn certain things, I also learn. I like learning, right? Things that I don't know, things that I'm not familiar with. It brings me. I guess it may be a different type of peace, but it's like learning is peaceful for me. In some cases, I know that's kind of different, but it's like the feeling when I gain new information.
But it sounds like it gives you a feeling of satisfaction.
Yeah,
and
that's what I'm trying to say. Right.
Will also give you peace.
Yeah.
Yes.
Brings about it.
It brings that peace about. Yes.
Right.
I got you.
Because it helps me get more well-rounded, and it's like, okay, yeah, I can talk about this now. But other than that, man, my definition, I guess, I like to do a variety of things, man. It just depends. Like I am that guy that'll get in the car and I'll just go ride around and I'll just think like, okay, what's the street I've never been on? And one thing I noticed when I drive, it's so funny because when you, like, if you think about the way that you go to work or the way that you go to the store, we're kind of like, human beings are creatures of habit. And we always go to same places, but sometimes, like, if you take like a street, maybe it's a street that you never even realize, because you when you're on your normal route, you're so used to seeing what you focus on. But when you focus on what else is there, I call it hiding in plain sight. It's interesting because I find I discover so many new different things, like neighborhoods that I never knew was there, little places to go to. It's interesting, like, because usually we think about exploring and like getting out of our neighborhood, but sometimes you can find stuff right in your backyard that you never even knew was there.
The hidden gems.
Yeah, hidden gems.
Kind of like,
so
it's kind of like getting lost.
Yeah,
but in a good way.
In a good way.
In a good way. Yep.
Yeah.
So,
and it's also, I guess, the same thing as having, a lot of times, man, we have treasures in our own house, right? And it's stuff that's just sitting there. And a lot of times, man, it might be something that is just, you forgot you even had it. But every now and then, man, when you take the time to just kind of go through what I call your junk, you'll be like, yo, man, oh, wow, I was looking for this. Oh, man, where is this been? And it could be, whether it can be some clothing, it could be just some artifact, just something. And you're like, yo, man, I forgot all about this. And then you look at it for a minute, you're like, I'm gonna pull this back out.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah. See, I've definitely been there.
I don't call it junk. I kind of call it just going through life, because those things that you have that's been there, they've been with you. You've had them for a while. It is a part of your life. Yeah. So
it contributed some sort of way.
Some sort of way. And like you said, when you go through those things, it creates some level of nostalgia, and then you sit back and you relax and you think like, wow. It takes you back to that moment in time at whatever you were doing. And if at some point it brought you peace.
Yes. Yeah.
Which is why you had it.
There you go.
And that brings us back to that.
Wait, but I do have some stuff, though. I got some stuff I look at, and I'm like, man, what the hell did I get this for?
Yeah.
I do. And like you said, it served its purpose, but I'm like, you know what, man? I don't even know why. That's also sometimes when you kind of... I take inventory a lot, in terms of, especially for me, I take a lot of financial inventory, and I'm looking at stuff and I'm like, damn, did I really need this? And so it's a few, I look at it in a few ways, and did I really need it? I needed it at that time.
At that time.
At that time, maybe I did need it. But that's where I also kind of separate too. Did I need this, or was this something that I just wanted? And so I kind of separate things like that. And that's why I say, we have so many, you have treasures, you have stuff at home, and I tell people, look, if you have more stuff than you really need, it may be time to have a yard sale.
Yeah.
Whether it be a yard sale, because what do they say? One man's junk is another man's treasure.
True. Right.
Man, have a yard sale. As a matter of fact, that's where some communities I love. because some Saturdays they'll have a community yard sale.
But nothing like a good estate sale.
Hey, yes, absolutely.
Nothing like it.
Absolutely,
You find
absolutely,
some
man,
things.
absolutely.
And
So,
to
yeah.
piggyback off your point, when you stated like you evaluating it from a financial perspective, I'm pretty sure if you look back on that moment, whatever that thing was, it brought you some level of happiness, which brought you peace.
Yes.
Which is why you had it.
Yes.
Even if it was only for 3 months, 6 months, or 9 months, it served its purpose.
Even if I just used it once.
Yeah.
And
yes,
so obviously
yes,
it had
yes,
some level of
yes.
value for you during that moment in time. And now you just moved on to another
That's
level
all.
of peace
That's it.
with different things.
There you go.
So you can now
As well
return
as
that back
as
to
well as
someone else.
outgrowth.
Yeah.
You may have
You may have
outgrown
outgrown
something. But like you said, now it's time for somebody else
to grow with
to
it.
grow with it,
right.
and then they'll be like, at some point in time, I don't need this anymore, and then they pass it down. It's just recycling. It's a part of and again, it's
life.
Life it goes full circle.
Yeah.
Full
right?
circle.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
'Cause, it may not be. It could be in forms of antiques, pieces of furniture. It could just be a bottle of the way you keep your alcohol or bourbon, the way you store it. It could be a valuable something you just pass down to someone else, and then the next person will enjoy it.
Yeah.
And 30 years from now, someone else will be enjoying it.
That's
as
right.
well.
That's right.
For real.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
So
yeah.
But
So, yeah.
big picture, it brought you peace.
At some point, it
Big
did.
picture.
At some point, it did. Yeah. So, and again, and for me, pieces, I guess it varies. I guess it just depends on where my mind is at that time.
Yeah.
Because sometimes, if I've been around a lot of noise, for me, the peace may simply be to just remove myself from the noise, or to remove the noise from myself.
Yeah.
That alone just may be what I need for peace. But for me, mentally, I'm learning to purge mentally. A lot of, again, as men, there's a lot, we go through a lot, we deal with a lot, and we store a lot, just literally like a hard drive. And every now and then
You get overloaded. You run out of storage.
And what does a computer do? The more stuff it stores, the slower it runs. And it's
Yeah.
the same way with us in your mind. The more clutter you have in your mind, it affects you, not just physically, not just mentally, but emotionally and physically.
Psychological as
And
well.
psychologically, absolutely.
And there begins the time where you might crash, or as
Yeah,
the
yes.
younger generation
Yes.
say, crash out.
Crash out. Yeah. Literally,
For real.
literally, bruh. So yeah, but but I think that it's a journey. Peace is a journey, because I don't think you ever find that moment where you're like, okay, I've maxed out at my level of peace. I think peace is an infinite thing that you should constantly try to seek.
Try to achieve.
And try to achieve. Absolutely.
So would you say peace is a journey that you try to be a part of your daily routine, or something you seek weekly? How would you categorize it?
So for me, I try to in the normal world, I would try to seek peace daily. But I think what happens is, as men, and I'm not discounting women and what they deal with. I'm just saying right now, it's men. We're talking. But as men, I think sometimes we deal with so much that we don't even have time to think about trying to achieve that peace.
Yeah.
And that's where Dez's point. Sometimes when you get overloaded, you have so much stuff going on that you don't even have time to process all the stuff that's going on. And sometimes you're so busy, you don't even realize that, okay, whoa.
I haven't done nothing for myself.
There you go.
And
that's real.
subconsciously,
absolutely.
you forget you
Yeah, absolutely.
in the midst.
In the midst. And that, again, I try to seek peace every day. Part of my peace every day, man, is through my prayer. And that's part of achieving my peace. I pray every single day. And I meditate when I get a chance, and I should be meditating. I should meditate every single day. But man, sometimes my brain is so tired.
Yeah.
Hey man, and look, by the time you finish doing whatever you got to do in the evening, look, then you shower. the intention is to do that. But, bro,
Life happens.
Yeah,
life happens,
for real,
bro.
man.
And like you said, bro, you crash out, bro. But
Yeah.
you crash out on a pillow.
The game comes on.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Hey, look, or hey, the Lakers are playing.
Someone
Yeah.
calls.
Yeah.
True.
You know,
So,
you know, it happens. You know, I know for me, just hearing you say that, I know for me, one of my things every day, I wake up and I always say, if I make the wake up list, I can figure out the rest.
there it is.
And for that just brings me about positivity, and it's the beginning of my day that eventually I want it to lead me to peace. In this stage of my life, I've started to find peace in traveling.
Yeah.
Traveling, trying different, immersing myself in different cultures and their food. And this world is way bigger than what we know it to be.
Yeah, for real.
And the more you get out and the more you travel, I think that it brings a certain level of happiness. But for me, when I'm out of the country or just on a beach, I lose my mind of everything that America has conditioned me to society.
I got you.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
That's a good point.
Yeah. I
And
got you.
And I'm able to dive into whatever this world is in this country, and that feeds me.
Yeah.
And it brings a certain level of peace for
Because
me.
many only know here.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then it takes you, when you go somewhere else outside the country, which is why, look,
Travel is important.
men.
For men.
If you don't have your passport,
Yes.
next week, go and start the process to get your passport.
For real.
Listen, man, these sisters out here, man, they getting these passports, bro, and they are out.
Gone.
They're gone. And we have to get a mindset to be able to understand what happens in so many of these other cultures outside of our world being United States. But when you start traveling, man, and start seeing these other countries, you really understand, you know what, whoa, don't get me wrong, we do have it really, really good in the United States. But when you travel abroad, you're like, whoa, I didn't know they
we
were
have first
doing it
world
like
problems.
this.
Yeah, for
Yes.
real. For
First
real.
world.
First world problems, not third world problems, first world
We
problems.
don't even have fourth world problems.
Yes.
But
Yes.
I mean, just to kind of piggyback off what you're saying, like every time I visit a different country, a different space, as I like to call it, I begin to grow and just unravel. My brain lights up, my eyes get bigger.
Yeah.
I feel the energy of wherever I'm at, and I condition myself to it, and I enjoy it.
Yeah.
And then, the drain comes back when I get back to the U.S. And I get back, and I'm like, dang.
Hey,
man, where did-
reality, you wake up.
I'm like, where'd this feeling go?
Yeah,
I had this
yeah.
great feeling for the last 4 days of listening. For instance, I was we spoke earlier. I was in London a few days ago, and that's my taxi driver was from Ethiopia, and just listening to him and his enthusiasm and him showing me places and taking me around and talking to me, and we just having man conversation,
Yeah.
right? And he's just I'm listening and learning, and he's probably thinking like, he's just like, this guy is really holding on to my every word because I'm here, I'm in the moment.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
For real.
And it was great. I felt like I learned so much in such a short period of time, far as just culture for there, and how people move around, how they eat, what they do. The entertainment is different in various countries,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
What we find entertaining here, when I get there, I find they don't find it entertaining.
No.
And they look for things that pretty much relax them for entertainment. We look for our entertainment here, most in U.S. is based on us getting hyped up and having fun, but it costs us a lot of energy.
But you know
Yeah,
what?
yeah,
but
yeah.
also because a lot of their fun is, here's what I have seen. A lot of our fun here is based on things that are not real. Their fun is based on reality. This is also why and this goes in a whole nother conversation that we won't even jump in today. But this is what contributes, I think, to what's happening with a lot of our youth. They're lost in this world that's not real. And this is why they're able to do so much crazy stuff. because they keep forgetting that life does not have a reset button.
Yeah.
It does not.
For
You
real.
can't mess up royally and say, oh man, I'm gonna start my game over.
Yeah.
This ain't PS5. This is life. And so when you say their fun is different, our reality stuff, like this reality TV and all this other stuff, so many of those other countries, they're like, man, we don't watch that trash, garbage TV. That's a waste of my time.
They don't.
They're watching things that are more fulfilling and educational, things that they can learn from.
Right.
So that and even to them, let's just go to music since that's something that we
It's
all
tangible.
into, right?
It's tangible.
So even as a person who writes it, produces all this other stuff, our music is different. And one of the reasons why I love what we call underground music is because underground music to me is the purest music in its form.
Right.
It's not all this hoopla, it ain't all this nonsense.
It's not the false reality.
No, bruh, it's not. It is truly, you don't hear it. Them cats aren't talking about, singing about stuff that they know nothing about.
Yeah.
Stuff that they just see on TV or stuff that they just heard about. Even just the music itself is different. When I hear my underground music, man, from London, a lot of those artists over there, man, where they're playing in these little small live venues.
Yeah.
We miss that here in the States. We don't have enough
Very
live
intimate.
venue. Very intimate.
Intimate.
Yeah.
Where you may be only fit 30 people in there. We need more venues like that here. And I'm surprised that even like here in Atlanta, we don't have it. You know, we had back in the day Apache Cafe and you know.
Oh yeah, spoken word.
Spoken
they
word.
used to do.
Yeah. We had those spots, man, but I guess they didn't get the support. Or either they got the support and they were just managed, poorly. I don't know what the answer is.
What would you say that kind of times changed a little bit, and the generation after us didn't? I don't want to say they didn't appreciate it, but I'll just kind of say it wasn't their thing.
And it wasn't.
Because kind of how you spoke about the music, a lot of it has a lot of false reality of things that 90% of these people aren't even doing or haven't never did, right? I can equate that to most of the 60s and 70s music where we listened to it, but it was tangible, but it was tied into life because it was based on more experience.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so you felt it, and I think that's why it lasts so long, and you can pull up, Temptations, Marvin Gaye.
Well, even now,
Teddy
but you know what?
Pendergrass,
But even
and
as a kid,
you enjoy it.
as a kid, you know what I used to say, man? That's old folks music.
Old folks music.
But you know what? But then as you get older and you listen to those same songs,
Man.
you like, yo,
The wordage.
man, like, hold on, man. Teddy P just said what?
Yeah.
But differently.
It's
It was
right.
Listen, those guys were still saying. Like,
I wanna.
How the fellas are saying now, they just straight out say this, and this. They did it in a different way back in the day, with whether, and let's just come up a little closer. I'm gonna use Gerald Levert, for example.
Okay.
What was it? LSG, LRG, hold on.
LSG.
LSG.
Levert, Sweat, and Gill.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
So when you start talking about music, those cats were talking about certain things in their music
Without using the word, you had to, but you could figure it out.
They did it in a mature way. They did it so that the mature mind would know. Oh, I get what they're saying here.
Subliminal.
It was subliminal.
Yeah.
Versus, man, let me snatch your wig off and put this and that.
Yeah.
I mean,
What today's would say.
What today's
they
would
go,
say.
they go straight to it.
Yeah, man. The cat's telling you, man, you better not use that glue. You better use that sew-in. If not, your wig is coming off tonight. You know what I'm saying?
Those gentlemen and R&B artists then set the tone and set the mood. They could say in so many words how they just brought a woman flowers, took her out to eat, and now she's sitting there looking in his eyes to get over their point.
Hey.
Right.
Versus the latter of what today's
What did Teddy P say?
Turn them off.
Turn them off.
Yeah.
And take them off.
Take them off. But if you didn't know what that meant, you didn't know. What is he turn off what? What is he talking about?
Yes,
Right.
Yeah.
But in a mature environment and,
Right.
and adults in the room, adults knew what he was speaking to.
Knew what he was speaking to.
And that's
Yes,
even
yes,
and that's
yes.
part of the why when we listened to it when we were younger, we was like, old folks be like, what is he talking
What are you talking about?
I can't,
Yeah.
as Michael Blackson was, I can't get jiggy to this
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
So that's how you felt.
Yeah, man, this
But you know what?
you mother sucker. I don't know. I don't understand what he's saying. Yeah.
I felt like that then, but I promise you, once I got a certain age and I listened to it, I'm in. This is when we
And
had
then you
stereo.
started appreciating
I'm trying to
it.
play
Yeah,
this and have
yeah.
this playing on the playlist and trying to have some company.
Hey,
like I know what it means.
Hey, listen, and not only that, hey, listen, that's what you that's when you made your own. That's when you made your own little tapes, right?
Oh yeah, got your own playlist.
You got your
Yeah,
own
yeah.
play. You make your own playlist,
Yeah.
right? And you're like, yo, you look. I got this on a cassette, and you would play, and then you would hit record, then you would stop until the next song.
one
When the
that
next
you
song
want.
came on, you hit record again. So it was unedited music, but it jumped from one song to the next. There was no blend, no nothing.
Yeah.
It just jumped.
So would you say that's the first mixtape? Because
Bro,
that's really what you
hey,
were
listen,
doing.
let me tell you something,
You know,
bro.
you was jacking for beats.
That is the first mix. That was the first mixtape because
Yeah.
again, hey man, and you made that, man. Look on them on the cheap, is it Centurion, the Radio Shack cassettes.
Yes. Yeah.
And which
It
the
said
ones
it
you-
was 60 minutes. I don't know if it was
Hey,
really
bro,
60
and
minutes.
that's the one you
then.
always had to take your pencil. It
And mark it.
always, it always got twisted, and you always had to go in and untwist it. But you know, and you think back now on those days, man, those were actually some good days. And I mean, yeah. You know, I was a kid, but still, now I remember this stuff, and I'm like, wow, I should have appreciated that more. And
But you do though.
I do now. I do now, but I'm saying during the time, I wish I appreciated it, but I didn't have the understanding at that time to appreciate it.
Right.
So yeah.
And so just it's funny you say that because I remember the first mixtape I did. I'm gonna call it a mixtape, but I don't want to call it what I really wrote on the cassette.
Oh yeah, I know what it's called, bro. Yeah.
But you know, it's just called it slow jams.
Yeah.
So I remember I was doing my first one, and you know, you sitting there and you wait for them to play like the top 10 for the day.
Yep.
And
Yep.
I'm like, all right, I'm getting it today.
Yeah.
And you know, you got your tape ready, and you know they playing the latest jams. And I remember first one I couldn't wait to get. I wanted to get that slow dance.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh, you talking about the actual song?
the song.
Yeah.
slow
I
dance.
got you.
And I got that, and I'm waiting for all the good slow jams that I want, cause you know I'm trying to make sure I got the right kind of music for the right kind of
Bro,
situation.
mine was all Prince,
I
bro.
got you.
Mine was all Prince, bro. It was,
and
that's
that's
what that mixtape was. My mixtape literally was.
You had that
was,
Doves Cry?
bro. Nah, I'm talking about.
You talking about before that?
bro? Yeah, bro. I'm telling you know, you talking International Lover and all that other stuff, and then you go all the way back to Bambi, bro. I was making my mixtape was Prince. And I would, and every now and then I would mix a little bit of Ready for the World in there as well. So you had a whole lot of stuff, man.
You had
I
a
had
mix.
but then I got into DJing. So then it became easier. So my mixtapes literally were smoother. I had blends and stuff then. I was mixing stuff in, but you know, before then, man, you had that, and you had your boom box. And then sometimes,
Oh yeah,
hey,
add
man,
that.
Yeah, hey, listen, bro.
Yeah.
And then when you, and again, you know, look on your voicemail, bro. Look, you
Oh yeah, I used to do that.
look, bro. Hey, man, that voicemail now. Hey, man, that voicemail now, bro. That voicemail, you got to pay 99 cents
Just to
Yeah.
have it.
just to. Yes, yeah, bro.
Well, I'm
Yeah.
not even gonna speak about my voicemail I had before. It's special. For those that heard it, I appreciate you listening to it. I know there's a number of people that loved it, a lot of people that liked it, and I know some people just called to hear it.
Yeah,
But it was beautiful.
Good times.
yeah. So look, man,
Yeah.
we appreciate Dez coming in and holler at us. Hey, man, you want to say hello, man, to your frats?
Oh yeah, you know, shout out to the Noops, you know, all the good Noops out there that's listening, checking in today on this this beautiful podcast with these great gentlemen. Just keeping the support out there. You know, shout out to just my family, friends, and everyone who supports me and who I support in life. Especially you as well, Steve. I want to thank you and Solo for having me here today.
Bro,
I
you
really
know,
appreciate
it's all
the time
good,
and
bro.
effort in the conversation. You know, it's a blessing, and I'm glad that I could be a part of this.
bro.
Oh,
You know
yeah,
it's all
man.
good, bro. It's all to the good, man. And Solo, you want to take us out, bro?
Yeah, man, Des, we appreciate you for stopping by, man. It's been wonderful. We you know, like Steve said, we don't invite a lot of people up here, but you know, you definitely is like it's no question your family, man. So we appreciate you stopping by and kicking it with us, man. And ladies and gentlemen, this is another episode of the Gentleman's Dialogue. Questions, comments, concerns, feedback, gentlemensdialogue@gmail.com. We'll talk to you soon. Travel,
And wait,
find peace.
before you go, let me tell you. And listen, I also got to tell y'all, man, that's also my bourbon buddy. Let me tell you something. We buy whiskeys, scotches, and bourbons. We buy some of the best stuff known to man. And a lot of times what we'll wind up doing just on any given night, especially during fire pit season, any given night,
Fire season.
Dez might hit me up and say, hey, man, I got a brand new bottle of something. Come down to the crib. Let's check it out. And we do that for each other. Yeah. Many times I'll wait. Dez will come up. I won't even crack that bottle open. I'll give it to Dez and say, here, you open. You do it. Yeah. And when I go down there, he does the same. So it's nothing but love. It's nothing but love. And like I said, this cat's like a brother to me. So
Steve, yeah. you can't. It's certain things you can't drink with everybody.
That's right.
That's right. But to piggyback off of today's topic, most importantly, I just want to tell you those things bring me peace.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
That's why I do it.
Yeah.
There you go.
And when I come up, I do the same thing. I bring a bottle. I want you to open it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it ain't about me.
Absolutely.
It's because it's the sharing part. You know, that's one of the things that brings me peace.
Yeah, and as men, you know what? We're givers. We are. Mm-hmm. I don't think we don't really get the credit for that, but we're givers. We're also nurturers.
Yeah.
You know, we do that at a different. It's a different level, of course, but yeah, you know, and again, that's a whole nother subject. You know, I know we were wrapping it up, and I didn't mean even get us going again, man.
Sounds like a part two. Man. Sounds like I might be invited back.
Hey, man, you're invited back. As a matter of fact, and on the next one, we'll open up something brand new.
Brand new.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll open up something brand new, bro. And as a matter of fact, and share it with the people. And what we can do is, you know, and if you want, we can end the show, part 2, with a tasting. And we can open up a few and just do a tasting and just kind of describe what the bourbon or the scotch or the whiskey tastes like. What do we have hints of? We got some hints of cherry.
What the
vanilla.
notes like?
Yeah, that's it.
What it's like
that's
on
it.
the finish.
That's it. So yeah, we can do that too. We can definitely do that on a part 2. But hey, you know what? We thank everybody for checking us out. You know, and we look forward to sharing some more with you guys as we move forward in the future. And again, thank you for watching the Gentleman's Dialogue. And until next time, have a fantastic weekend and be safe out there.